Good morning, beautiful beings. Thank you for tuning in. I am having some thoughts and feelings this morning about the parts of me that seem to be in duality, the parts of me that seem to be polar opposites but yet co-inhabiting the same space, and how straddling two different energies at once doesn't seem to break anything. In fact, it seems to distress the borders of my capacity for more. And when I'm thinking about my intentions, what I'm asking for, what I'm exploring, what I'm playing around with, there's such a huge part of that needs my compliance. I've known for a long time that it's much easier asking for something than it is holding it once it's there, right? We ask for more love, we ask for more abundance, more opportunity, we're asking for more freedom, we're asking to evolve, we're asking for more awareness. We're asking for more peace. But are we holding the polarity of what is necessary to get us there? I was being taught something about abundance this morning in my meditation practice. And what I thought was abundance was only my egoic need to find validation in my environment that I was going the right way. Abundance means everything's turned up, everything. Abundance means more of everything, which includes more love and more fear, all at the same time. Now, when we ask for more, it's really up to us to surrender to what more means. Because in human physical form at this time, if we ask for more, we can't then control what version of more we want, what version of abundance, what version of love, right? It seems very important at this time to be able to hold polarity and duality within us. Because our need for one or the other, for right and wrong, for light and dark, has to be about seeing both and holding both and accepting both at the same time. We don't really get more love in our lives without acknowledging just how much fear was there. And I tell my students and clients all the time, you can't eradicate fear, but you can fill your vessel up with so much love that fear is no longer a threat to you, to your identity, to your spirituality, to your survival, to anything. It's just there. When we fill ourselves up with so much love, we can let fear in the room without a nervous system response that tells us it's a threat. And if we choose to, we can keep fear in the next room, right? So when we ask for abundance, we're asking for more in the room of everything, yeah? And this has taken me a long time to accept, because my version of abundance was different from the version I was getting, which was causing me to ask my team over and over again, is this the abundance you've facilitated for me? And they say yes. And I keep saying, this is not what I thought it was going to be. And they say yes. So what part of me is trying to control the version of what I'm asking for? Now, when we move on from simple cause and effect, goal orientation styles of progress and we move into a more multi-dimensional plane, as we advance into that area of self-development and intuition development, there's a part of us that needs to let go of control completely. Now, this is happening within us and around us. Everything that represents control out there is now dissolving, which means it's time for us to dissolve it in ourselves too. Yeah? So if we ask for more love and connection, then we really have to take a step back, comply with our intention, which means align with it, trust it, all in, full investment, full trust and faith. And then when that version of our intention shows up, it's really our responsibility only to be curious, to learn from it, to fully trust the version that's come in, and to understand that when that version shows up and it's not what we thought it was going to be, to honor that version, to sink into the reality that we've asked for, to be grateful and to be curious of that version. Where we're headed with all of this is we are asking for a higher perspective. We're asking for information from our higher selves rather than what makes us comfortable in our ego selves. And one thing I teach is you're never going to eradicate your ego. Anything that provides ego death for you is simply a lesson, but we're not meant to be there full time. Dissolving parts of our ego is important. The only thing that dissolves ego is awareness. It's really about complementing the ego narratives with something that links into your higher self, so you can hold the polarity of both and have both energies in your life to serve you. We're talking about balance. We're talking about acknowledging our light and our shadow at the same time. We're talking about balancing our masculine and feminine selves so that we identify less with one or the other, which means we identify less with the conditioning of both, which means we're deciding and creating what our masculine and our feminine feels like so that our body can actually come back into harmony. Yeah? Everything has polarity. Everything has a multi-dimensional capacity. Where we get stuck is we need that certainty, that labeling, that right and wrong, that cut and dry cause and effect model that has represented the level of survival and safety that is now crumbling away. The one thing that we all seem to be able to agree on is at the moment we are all being completely taught by uncertainty. It is our greatest teacher at this time. It's going to crack open the parts of us that are stubbornly holding on to what we thought was certainty, which is now crumbling away. Anything that represents us and them, anything that represents you versus me, is not where we need to be focusing on at the moment. We can focus on us and them, you and me. How do I hold your energy and my energy in the same room without it needing to be a comparison at all? How do we hold our authentic expression and someone else's without it being a threat? Yeah? This is a huge cracking open of our consciousness on every plane. And in my experience, it takes a long time to just hold it, to observe it, to not get over-identified and attached to either polarity. We know we've been too heavily attached to our identity, to our level of safety and comfort. We've been overly attached to the world as it was, to the thought that we could keep going the way that we were going. Yeah, we've asked for sustainability and for evolution, but we're also holding a world that is crumbling and showing us everything that wasn't sustainable. Can we hold both of those things in the one hand and see it as a necessary process? Can we learn and grow as individuals and also hold our unconsciousness from the past without attaching shame and guilt to any of it? Everything now can be looked at from a multidimensional plane, and the only way that that serves you is to remove yourself from everything being personal and everything being about you and anything being about you. Yeah, we are witnessing such an incredible time in our history. You are on this timeline, holding many other timelines at once, uncertain of which one will choose you, uncertain of where this will go, uncertain of who you're going to be if we keep on holding all of this frequency together. But that's not up for you to know, not yet. Wherever you're at now, and whatever part of you is calling out for certainty, can now just be held. You are allowed to feel uncertain and certain at the same time. You're allowed to feel free and completely not free at the same time. You can have love in your heart and deep despair at the same time without needing to attach or identify with either. Hold the polarity of who you are so we can hold the polarity of what's happening in the world and watch it expand your capacity for more. Yeah, this is not really the time for tunnel vision. If you are going to war with anything outside of you, people, the planet, the government, anything that you represent as I'm this and they're that, it's not where your focus and attention needs to be. Hold both. There's nothing to blame here. There's only invitations and deep learnings from our higher selves. I'm wondering if you're all experiencing that. I'm wondering if you're all resonating with that. What polarity can you hold in yourself today? Try holding the polarity of your emotions and not needing to attach story or identity or a framework to any of them. As soon as you attach a story to emotion, it sticks. Let it move through you. Let it teach you. It's not meant to make sense. It's an emotion. Keep it in motion. Yeah? All right, beautiful people. I will tune in again really soon. Have a beautiful day. And I love you in all of your polarity. Bye.